Destiny frequently has seasonal events that bring fun activities and cosmetic items. In the middle of the summer, we get the event that's known as Solstice of Heroes. There's a lot of cool stuff to do, so in this episode we're going to break down how to play Solstice of Heroes. Solstice is an annual event that's meant to celebrate all the triumphs that we as Guardians have had over the past year. This year in particular, it's a little strange because we don't have a ton to celebrate about. I mean, yes, the darkness arrived in the system, we defeated Aramis in Beyond Light, and we stopped ourselves from entering a war with the Cabal, which I guess are pretty important victories. Now, the biggest thing about Solstice of Heroes is earning special armor and cosmetic items. Most of that is found in the Eververse store, where you can find a ton of new fun emotes, ghost shells, shaders, ornaments, etc. Like I've mentioned before, make sure to check on the Bright Dust section of the Eververse store if you don't want to pay actual money for these items. When you start off Solstice of Heroes, you'll head to the tower and visit our favorite grandma, Miss Eva Levante. She'll give you a piece of special blue armor and send you off to the European Aerial Zone, which is the Solstice special activity. After completing one whole round, you'll earn an entire set of blue quality Solstice armor, which you can upgrade by following the little objectives that you can find on each armor piece. After you've fully upgraded the armor, it'll take on a special glow. Inside the Eververse store, you can also go and purchase elemental glows for your armor, which will change the color to match that of your subclass. So if you're Arc, it'll be blue, if you're Void, it'll be purple, etc. And you can buy these with either silver or Bright Dust, which is really nice. For the third year in a row, the special activity for Solstice of Heroes is called the European Aerial Zone. It's a special little combat zone that's set up on islands that are floating in the sky. Run around the area and kill all the mini-bosses that are marked on your HUD. The more that you are able to kill during your time limit, the more loot that you'll get at the end of the activity. After the time limit expires, a boss will spawn, and once you take them out, the treasure hunt will begin. Go and collect the loot cache at the center of the map, and then look out for the rest of the chests that are about to spawn. The number of mini-bosses that you killed will equate to the number of loot caches that will spawn in this final treasure hunt. When one member of your fire team opens a chest, everybody on the fire team gets the reward, so you can split up and get as many chests as you can. I'd recommend wearing high mobility armor if you're not trying to upgrade the Solstice armor, so you can get around quicker. You can also use your Sparrow and take advantage of the verticality of the map. There are jump boosts and transmat pads that you can use to get above the buildings and get to your destination a little quicker. It's way easier to get to the chests that are on top of a building first than trying to rummage through all the hallways and get to the ones inside, so I'd recommend working your way down. Loot caches will drop Solstice packages and Solstice key fragments. It takes 15 key fragments to open up a package. You can also earn key fragments by doing other activities. Here is a nice map that you can follow when you're trying to hunt for your chests. It also highlights the names of the different regions on the map, which will be important later on. Here's a little secret. Beneath the map, down in the sewers, there's a hidden cat statue from the Dreaming City. If you interact with it and claim the triumph, you'll earn a Retold Tales shotgun. But you didn't hear that from me. Now let's get to talking about elemental orbs. During Solstice of Heroes, whenever you make an ability kill or use an elemental weapon, the enemy will drop an elemental orb that matches that element. Every day, the elemental buff will change to Void, or Arc, or Solar, or Stasis, and there are also Prism days. On Prism days, all elemental buffs are active. Now, let's pretend it was an Arc day. When you defeat enemies with Arc weapons, or Arc abilities, they will drop a little Arc elemental orb. When you've picked up 30 orbs, then you will become Arc empowered. The Arc empowerment buff gives me a longer arc super, slide distance increases, gives me extra melee damage, and every element has a different buff attached to it. Picking up orbs that don't match the current day's boost won't help you become empowered, but they might be necessary for upgrading certain armor pieces. On Prism days, you'll receive the empowered boost for whatever element your current subclass is. Additionally, every elemental orb you pick up, no matter the type, will contribute to your empowerment on Prism days. This is a fun way to get more powerful in combat, and it's also necessary to upgrade certain Solstice armor pieces. The quickest way to get a lot of elemental orbs is to really focus your loadout for that specific element. Use roaming supers, which will let you kill more enemies to get more orbs. In the EAZ, you can also find these glowy crystals, and if you shoot them, they'll drop a ton of elemental orbs for you. Also, within the activity, there will occasionally be a public event where a prismatic taken will appear. If you can hunt it down in the right region of the map, it will drop an elemental orb that maxes out your elemental charge. Solstice of Heroes is a really fun time to earn cool looking armor and cosmetic items, and also revel in the many triumphs that we've had as Guardians over the past year. So get out there and celebrate our victories as Guardians. Thanks for watching. See ya!